Let's see. Oh, we're not going live. You're live. I am live. Okay, so here we go. All right. So let's see. Okay, so now what do we have here? What do we have going? All right, so we have the VIX. The VIX is going up, and the VIX is there. Okay, so the VIX is there. All right, so we're at the VIX. Okay, so now what happens here is let's dive in. Now the other thing what I'm noticing as well is basically the 50-day moving average. Nothing really here is above the 50. Nothing here is above the nothing is above the 50. Nothing is above the 50. Nothing, right? So nothing is above the 50. Okay, so what is that telling me? It's telling me that they're not buying. They're selling all these things. They're selling everything. They're selling everything here. So being sold. Look, I'm just going to go across the board. Tell me one thing that's above the 50-day moving average. Nothing here. Nothing, right? Intuit slightly above the 50, but there's nothing above the 50 here. Nothing here is above the 50. So more than likely, you know, I think that we're probably going to go lower, right? So again, I want to move in and let's cover this. So again, the XPX had a sell off. We had a great entry if you follow us to go to the downside. The MACDs broke down, and that was an entry to the downside. If you took that trading, you're actually day trading, then more than likely that is going to be, you're probably locking in some profits. Let it come back to the 50-day moving average, and let's see if we can gain that again. You can trade that to the downside, okay? Then you have the Nasdaq here. Let it come back up to the 15-day moving average, and you have the Russell again. Let it come back to the 50-day moving average on the 15 time frame to let it go down. That's how you're going to protect your portfolio. There's no reason to buy anything at this moment, okay? Buying the dip, don't do that right now. Do not buy the dip, please. It just doesn't, they're not buying the dip, okay? Right now, it's about hedging, protecting your portfolio. Not financial advice, but I'm just telling you, it's just very reminiscent to what I've experienced in bear markets before, and these are going to be fast, hard, as I demonstrated to you before. And if you're going to buy stuff, buy quality stuff. I'm going to go into Tesla and why you should be careful of Tesla. Alphabet, again, Alphabet was a high roller. It's going down. It's probably not going to go back up. Now, when do you know when to buy the markets? Is when you start getting consistent 50-point upswings in the XPX. If you get those on a back-to-back days, then more than likely then it's time to buy. Let me go into that because this is probably going to be more important to you guys than. All right. So this is the XPX, this is the hourlies, this is the 15, and this is the 1 minute. And this is my secret sauce to how to manage the markets here, okay? So when the hourlies, when the price action is below the hour, this is the 50-day on the hourly on the XPX. When the price action is below the 50, I am not thinking bullish. I'm thinking bearish, okay, on everything. Everything. You can do this on the Nasdaq, you can do this on the Russell, and if they're all three of those are below the 50 on the hourlies, guys, that's a measurement of basically watch out below. Because now, when do you think bullish is? When we start breaking above the 50-day moving average, which also coincide with these headwinds of 46.73, 46.53. Okay. Now, we did put out some trades yesterday that how we trade these markets. We love volatility. We take advantage of it, but we get out of harm's way, and we're still going to generate about an 8 to 10% revenue on our trades about every 2 weeks, every week. If you want to know more about that, hit that like button, and we'll invite you to our next session. There's a private session. Be happy to invite you to that so you can now start protecting your portfolio. But this is basically the XPX session. I don't really like it. Now, yesterday there was an opportunity, and I was actually doing this on a live on TradingView, that I said, all right, I like this right here, 46.50, and we rode this trade to the downside. Now, why? At the 50, this is where you're going to get the highest probability trades, right? Whether you're going up or down, all prices lead back to the 50-day moving average on everything, okay? On everything. So the highest probability trade, if you're trading, is now for your portfolio, if you're going to protect it, wait for the price action to come back to the 50. Now, the 50 might come down. Remember, as the price comes down, the 50 is going to come down, let the MACDs come up. Now, at some moment, when it hits the 50, that might be a good time for you to start hedging your portfolio and getting some protection of puts, right? Like buying some puts so you can now hedge your portfolio against things going down, okay? But right now, more than likely, there's going to be a lot of panic sells, but the pros are not going to sell here. They're going to wait for it to come back to the 50. That's a seeker soft. That is vital for you guys to maximize your gains here. But again, we took advantage of this yesterday. I hope you guys took advantage of it as well. Because abundance breeds abundance here. We're doing this because, we just want to protect ourselves. I'm not a doom and gloom guy. I'm an opportunity guy. And the opportunity right now is to the downside. So put that on your as the hourlies, and basically make sure that you buy some puts against your portfolio. Now let's dive in here. Okay, so there's nothing here. Everything's away from the 50-day moving average, Russell. So let it come back to the 50 if you're going to day trade on the 15-minute time frame. You can also do it on the hourlies, but let it come back to the 50. MACDs are coming back. Let it come back, and then there'll be a potential trade to the downside. Amazon. If Amazon breaks this 3,400, and again, these were high flyers. If these things go down, the XPX is not going to go up. You can understand, these were the beauties. These were the ones that were flying, and that they're getting out of these, then more than likely we're dropping. Okay, so don't know how to break it to you, but it's just real simple math. So again, let it come back down. This might be an opportunity to the downside, and again, trade accordingly. I can't tell you what put or whatever to buy. I'm not a financial advisor, and I have a private room for that. And if you're interested in that, we can do that. But again, I'm just here to tell you where the wind is blowing. The wind is not blowing up. The wind is blowing where? Down. Don't piss against it. Real simple. Okay. Tesla. Now, Tesla has a date with December 9th. Now, this has a cult following. I'm one of the people with a cult following. I love Tesla, but there's a rumor out there that says that Tesla is about to split. The cults, they believe in that rumor, and if it splits, it's going to skyrocket, right? A lot of upgrades. However, if it doesn't split, where do you think Tesla's going to go? They're going to get pissed. It could probably go lower, okay? I don't want it to go lower, but there's a possibility it could go lower if that doesn't come to fruition. So just keep that in the back of your mind. We have that right there. If it drops 1107, it could drop. Good morning, Doc Hack. I got you. I'm just trying to do this. But thank you. But here we go. If it drops, it can probably drop. And where is it going to drop? It's probably going to go back down to this 1062 on Tesla. So watch it. On the high side, they're let it base. There's nothing really. We dropped so significant. Let it base. There's no reason to go long at this moment until the institutions tell us to. ISRG, medical sales, right? These guys possibly, but maybe. Let's watch it at 330. Let's put an alert up there. If it goes above 330, maybe this thing could go higher. Maybe, right? Because this thing sold off pretty hard. I mean, and this is what I mean. Does somebody really know that the selling was about to occur? Yes! There's always somebody who knows. I mean, the guy from Microsoft sold 50% of his shares. You think that he did it just because he wanted tax reasons? No, come on. Price action, people don't do that. I mean, he sold 50% of his shares? Man, that's crazy. So ISRG, that thing sold off significant, all right? So again, let's not get caught with our pants down. That's silly, all right? Don't fall in love with stocks, fall in love with profits, all right? For ISRG, we're going to have an alert up here. I'm going to set an alert. This is why I love TradingView. And the alert's going to be right there. And if it goes up there, it goes above, there might be a bear trap. Maybe, because it is medical sales. That's the only one that I kind of like. But ultimately, more like it's going to go 50 and drop. Okay. But there's not really a good sale. I like this one here for Tesla, maybe to the downside. We're going to be watching that. Chipotle, they're taking this one down. This is a beauty. Look, from 1892 to 1600. That's crazy. They know. This is what I'm telling you. They're not buying. They're not buying the good stuff, right? So again, what's the trade here? Well, what's the trade? Let it come back to the 50 at 1645. Let the MACDs turn. It still probably looks like it wants to go lower, and we're gonna set up trades to the downside. All right. Let's go to TTD. Lam Research. This was a beauty. This broke out beautiful, and this reversed. So this is what I mean. A chip manufacturer is supposed to be doing well. We set this trip at 662. It took off. And now do not chase. Let it base, because right now this is where the FOMO buyers are going to come in, right? And what I mean by FOMO buyers, look, this thing went from 639 to 711. And the guy said, all right, now it's cheap, right? And then it's going to drop. And it's probably going to go back up to the 50. And people are going to buy. And then it's probably going to drop again. That's called a bull trap. Don't get caught in that. We don't do that. Let it base. Let it base. Let us tell us that the let the market collapse. And then when it base it, this is the one we're probably going to be setting up and looking at. But let it pull back, and there'll be a better time to buy. Shopify, they took it down. Record sales, and they took this one down. Are you starting to put the pieces together? The market doesn't look good, guys. So maybe it's setting up for 2 weeks from now. Maybe Powell says he needs to get the data, So I don't know. But Shopify. So where are the opportunities? Okay, let Shopify come back up to the 50 at 1,500. If it comes back up, that might be, and the MACDs come up to 0. That may be a position to the downside. Okay. Netflix, they took this one down. It could be probably go lower. MACDs are coming up to 0. If the 50 comes back down, this could be one to the downside, okay, because it's going to move. Roku, they took one this one out. This one breaks 200. It's going to 180, guys. Simple. Didn't like Roku, but, again, let it come back up. If the MACDs go to 0, goes down, this is going to 180. So, again, that's an opportunity there. Remember, we're about opportunities. NVIDIA, they took this one down, a metaverse play. Let it go down. There'll be an opportunity to get into this cheaper, and pre-market is going down. Not really an ideal play here for me. Mercado Libre, they took this one down. So again, let it take it down. Let it come back to the 50. Let the MACDs come back and roll down. This could be a potential play to the downside. We had a play yesterday morning. This worked out beautifully. High five to everyone that took that trade. That was amazing. But now remember, we lock in profits and you roll down your position, or you just get out and wait for the next setup. Okay, Apple. If Apple goes down, the XPX is not going up. This thing hit 170 yesterday. That was our target that we've been talking over and over again, and it's working lower. If Apple goes lower, the XPX drops like a rock. It's just going to drop. Okay, so again, let Apple set up to that 163. There's no need to go long on Apple right now. Again, 164 to get it better. Now, if Apple reverses, then that changes things. That changes everything. Poof, the market, it's like good. If Apple's up, the market's not going to collapse. So Trade Desk, again, they're taking this one down. This was a beauty. Great earnings, great ad sales, and they're taking this one down. So again, like I said, they're taking everything down. All right, Goldman Sachs, they're taking Goldman Sachs. All right, so they're going to raise interest rates, right? Supposedly. The bank should be up. They're not up. Simple logic. The banks are not up. All right. So, if it breaks that 50-day moving at 382, then that changes things a little bit. But remember, not a lot. Not to the moments. We dropped significantly. So these now, we have to be careful of those dead cat bounces, right? And don't get caught with those. Unless you're trading into a certain level, then that might be an opportunity. But again, do not get caught with those. 382 to the downside. Let's see what happens there. And it could go lower. The accelerator is going to be 376 to the downside. Upside, if it breaks 390, that changes things. Okay, but that's where they sold it off yesterday. Affirm, they're taking this one down. I knew this was going to go down. That layaway plan. What happens? I don't understand that. What happens when they don't pay back? So that was a model I didn't understand. It's probably going to go lower. Upstart, taking it lower. Same type of model. Upstart, right? HubSpot. Now, this is opportunity right here. So it's coming to the 50-day moving average. MACDs. If the MACDs turn and this starts turning, this is going to drop further. 176 accelerated to the downside. Buy yourself some time. If you're going to buy puts, buy yourself some time. So if you're going to do a bear put spread, do that. Buy yourself some time. If you're going to do a credit spread, whatever you want to do, or short the stock, whatever you want to do, there's multiple ways to play that, but that is an opportunity right there. Also on Affirm and Goldman Sachs. HubSpot, this thing moves. Okay, if you want to move her, here it is. Let it come back to the 50. Let this roll up and see how it reacts there at that 794. It could be the downside. Zoom, they're taking it lower. It broke 200. It probably could go lower. So let me ask you, if this variant, because I'm hearing some people say the variant isn't a big deal, that mild symptoms, that's how they described it. Okay, that was in one of the papers I read. So if that's mild symptoms, shouldn't Zoom be up? That's a COVID play. That's a stay-at-home play. It's not up. Why isn't it up? So Zoom, 197 starts working lower. It could go lower, 180 probably. Bookings, travel stocks, they dropped this one down like a rock. And again, this should be lower, but it's not. So again, how severe is that variant? So again, I'm just looking at the price action, guys. So again, maybe 2114. We got 2185 is going to alert me to see if things are changing. Okay, so that's the alert there. Service now, they're taking it down. Again, no play here. The play was yesterday, right? So we take trades to the 50 and then bounce off the 50 when the MACD starts turning, and that was a play to the downside. No play right now. Good job for the guys that took that. Coinbase taking it lower. That was a play yesterday. All right, Coinbase setting up nicely. Let's see what happens at that 300. If it comes to 300, the markets react and it could start turning, then that might be a potential play. On top, it needs 324 to get it better, meaning that we're breaking up a little bit, okay? They're buying it. Okay, the chips. Look at the chips. The chips sold off pretty significantly. They're holding. Okay, they're holding. The chips. Intuit, INTU, 675 to get it better. Something big is about to happen right now. So if it breaks to 50, it's going to go lower, or if it starts breaking up. But the MACDs are right there. It's going to move. Some big momentum plays. It's about to happen. So I'm going to alert that. Qualcomm, they took this one down. They took it down. Okay. No play here. Let it come back to the 50 and let's see what happens there. ASML, they took this one down. Okay, they took it down pre-market. Again, no play there. Let it come back to the 50. IMD, they took this one down. Pre-market, that was a play here. Let's see how it reacts to that 50-day moving average around 150. If the MACD is probably going to come back up, but watch that 150 area, 151. This is probably going to base, I don't know. They're probably not going to take it down today. But look, AMAT, they took this one down. So everything's being taken down. No play here. Let it come back to the 50. Lucid, they took Lucid down. And I got caught in Lucid. I got out of those trades at lunch, and it went lower. Oh, yeah. Hey, Doc Heck. Yeah, I remember you from TradingView. Oh, thank you. Lucid, I'm happy you're learning a lot. I'm here to, make abundant traders. All right, Lucid, they're taking it lower. It's coming to the 15-day moving average. Let it come back. This could go lower, and but it's not quite there yet. We need the MACDs to come up to 0, 50-day, and bounce lower. Rivian, working its way lower. Rivian could be one here. Let it come back. If the 50-day comes back, MACDs come back, this probably can go lower. On top, it needs 117 to get better. If you're in love with Rivian, that's fine. 117 tells us that they're buying the stock. If not, they're selling it off. Roblex, they're taking this one down. Okay, this might be a play. Watch this. 115, MACD starts turning, and this can go to the downside. All right, so we got that out of the way. Let's cover Bitcoin. 3 minutes ahead. Bitcoin. Everybody loves Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin, we've been calling this decline since the MACDs. Again, my MACDs are measurement of momentum, and it's dropping. Okay, so even though it popped, but these pops were weak. They didn't have any power behind it. It was like a bluff, right? So again, we have that high where they sold off at 69,000. And again, there's no orders. Nobody's buying it above 69,000. That's a fact, okay? So no matter who on Twitter or what tells you it's going to go to 100,000, guess what? It needs to break 69 first, right? Because nobody was buying it above that. So until we get that, and where are they now? The 50-day moving average is at 67.43. So I'm going to measure that 61,000 needs to break through. It's not going to go up until it breaks that. Again, nobody's been buying that for the last 2 weeks above 61,000. So the momentum is going down. Again, I do like the action here. Okay, we had sell off. It's holding this area right here, which I said at 52.97. The buyers are coming in there. Now we still are declining. Now, if this starts turning, then it might be time that they're going back into Bitcoin, especially because they're printing all this money and they're going into the digital coin. This might be a flight to safety. And again, but we like to catch waves. I don't like to wait for the wave. I like to buy in my account to go green. And so I don't really care about the price. I want people to be buying this thing, and at 61,000, this is where they're going to capture those bears, and it's probably going to go higher. Okay, but we want the MACDs to turn, and again, if it gets above zero, then that's a positive that's going to be a big wave, and we're going to ride a green. Okay, so we're close to the end. We're closer to the end than the beginning. All right, so we'll see. Now, there is a slight chance that this can actually break lower and form a basing pattern, right? And that might be a possibility. And I hope that happens, because then it's a basing pattern, and we can set up those trades a little bit better than right now. All right, MicroStrategy follows Bitcoin. So again, if you want to trade the markets in Bitcoin, MicroStrategy owns a tons of Bitcoin. They just add a whole bunch of the balance sheets. If this turns and Bitcoin starts going up, this could be a potential play to the upside. Now, I'm using the hourly charts on this, like just because this has been a play. Again, different time frames. Ethereum, I call this one. We like this at 44. MACDs are turning. But I told you, watch that level of 48.73. There is some selling pressure up there, which is fine. But if we break that and the MACD still stay positive here, and it might come back and this goes up and it bounces here again and breaks that, then Ethereum is probably going to skyrocket. All right. All right. That's all we got, guys. Good luck. This is awesome. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There's a lot of plays here. Again, just watch the VIX. I please watch the beginning of this video. I gave you guys a lot of warning and protect your portfolio. I don't really see a very optimistic view. I'm getting a 2018 feeling again. But there is opportunity there to the downside. All right, so go out there, go get it. Stay green, guys. Thank you. Remember, share this abundance. And I'm going to be on TradingView at 12 o'clock covering what we just laid down and see if there's any opportunities to the upside. All right, guys, thank you. And we'll catch you tomorrow or at lunch. All right, take care. Bye.